So today's video is sponsored by EA, and we are talking about the worldwide launch of Command & Conquer Rivals. Rivals is now out worldwide on Android and iOS, and if you're looking to play the game, I've got a download link in the description below, so check it out. So I really just want to talk about a couple of reasons why you should definitely check out Rivals. The first reason why you should play Command & Conquer Rivals is because there's a lot of people that just don't get it. I think there's been a lot of misinformation about the game, and so the best way to understand it is to try it for yourself. People ask me all the time, so is it a turn-based game? Command & Conquer Rivals is a competitive real-time strategy game from EA's Redwood Studios. It allows extremely reactive individual unit control, with the only limitation being how fast you can physically touch the screen, and it's as competitive as you want it to be. And quite frankly, the attitude that I've seen from people is that this game won't provide enough of a challenge for them because it's a mobile game. And so I think people are going to find out very quickly once they actually hop in and get messed up in a legitimate real-time strategy game that there's a lot more to it than just a quote-unquote mobile game. The game will force you to be micro-intensive. The game will challenge your multitasking skills. The game will force you to be cognizant of your timing and anticipation, just as any quality real-time strategy game would. You're going to use body blocking to defend your units and limit progress. You will get triggered by unit pathing. And what you also will find is some pretty impressive depth as far as your customization of your decks and the 40+ units already in the game that you'll mix and match to fill those decks. Deck compositions can be aimed at hyper-aggressive early attacks, or alternatively, focusing on late-game tech units that cost a lot of money but give you a lot of firepower. And EA probably doesn't want me to say this, but you can get to the highest ranks without spending a dime, and a lot of people have. And that's actually a good segue into the next reason that you should play Rivals, because you need to see what they've done to curb pay to win. Yes, your cookie-cutter microtransactions are in the game, but what's in the game that you're not expecting is something called Rivals Fair Play. So something that I emphasized very early on in the feedback sessions for the Rivals game was that if you really want to have this game be competitive, you cannot have a game that is 100% pay to win. If there is any ounce of pay to win in the game, it's going to lose its competitive flair. So what Rivals Fair Play did affected numerous aspects of the gameplay. First is a unit level cap. So something that you can technically pay for are cards to increase your unit's level. Well, as you progress through Rivals, you're going to be in your standard categories: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, whatever. And within each rank, there's going to be a unit level cap. If you have a unit that's leveled higher than your current rank, it's actually down leveled to the cap to create a fair environment. This basically means that the person that's dropping a bunch of money to get their units leveled up is going to have an easier time leveling them, but really won't give themselves too much of an advantage other than not having to grind for cards. The other really cool aspect of the Rivals Fair Play is the concept of a challenge battle. If the game finds that you're going into a match that isn't considered fair, it turns into a challenge battle. What that means is, if you lose the game, you won't lose any medals, and if you win, you'll get double medals. So I'm not saying you won't still get triggered by someone with an advantage, but if you lose, you won't actually lose your progress. So some things the server looks for to find unfair matches is, let's say your opponent's units are really close to the level cap and yours aren't, enough to make the match feel lopsided. That can trigger a challenge battle. Also, if your opponent's medal count is significantly higher than yours, that can also trigger a challenge battle. So I consider those the top reasons, but let's hit on a couple honorable mentions. One thing that I really admire about Rivals and the development that's gone into this game is the effort that they've put in outside of the actual gameplay. Things like CNC TV, where you can watch the best replays from around the community from all different leagues, allows you to see what the best players in the game are doing to win games. The other thing I want to talk about is the Command & Conquer experience on a mobile device. I think a lot of people were really triggered by the fact that it's a mobile game and thought that somehow EA was trying to upgrade the PC Command & Conquer experience by porting that onto mobile, and that's just not the case. This is an RTS game designed for mobile to be played on mobile and it's just a very different beast than your PC RTS game, and rightfully so. I've said from the very beginning, I personally would not want to play my favorite Command & Conquer game, Yuri's Revenge, on a mobile device. If I want to play Yuri's Revenge, that's what I've got a PC for. And this is in no way trying to mimic that experience. What it is trying to do is focus on nostalgia. When you hear the music that's super Command & Conquer-esque, when you see the units that they've worked really hard to try and make them look and act like the authentic Command & Conquer units, and when you see some of the classic commanders and their super weapons, that's the Command & Conquer that they're trying to establish. The real-time strategy aspect of it has many of the same fundamentals that you'll find in your classic Command & Conquer games. It's just applied them to the mobile iteration. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more Command & Conquer videos, especially Yuri's Revenge, and of course some Rivals, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to join the Rivals Discord, and if you guys download the game before December 10th, you will actually get access to an early bird bundle, but you've got to hit level 4 before it'll show up in your inbox, with maybe some good stuff in it. Who knows? Guess you'll have to find out. And if you'd like to submit your own Rivals content, you can head over to the Rivals Replays channel. That's where we try and feature content from all over the community for Rivals. And as always, the links for everything, including the game's download, the Discord server, Rivals Replays, the Reddit, yada yada yada, it's all in the description below. Peace!